Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell you the story of Kandicha, a legend or maybe a myth from Morocco. Kandicha is the name of this woman that, according to some, Aisha was the first queen of the Berbers, the uh, the Aboriginal, I guess, of Morocco, the Berbers tribes, and some claim she was the queen of the Berbers, and some say she was a creature, a scary creature, half human, half animal. From the waist up, she looked like this gorgeous lady, beautiful dark hair, big brown eyes, beautiful skin, just beautiful, beautiful. She could sing in the most beautiful way, and if you wouldn't know better, as a man, you would be driven crazy by her beauty. But from the waist down, she had the the legs of a camel. How strange that might sound. Kandicha. And I did some research about it, and apparently she's not only known in Morocco, her story is not only known in Morocco, but also in Portugal. There are some stories in Portugal about Kandicha that say that when Morocco and Portugal were in war against each other, this Kandicha appeared from nowhere and mingled in the fight, and she was so strong. She was so strong. She was so ruthless. She was so cruel and strong, and she killed so many Portuguese soldiers that were fighting. They were trying to kill the Berber soldiers. She was she was just amazing. She was amazing. She could take out so many men in her own that the Portuguese couldn't believe this Aisha is a normal human being. She couldn't be a normal human being. She couldn't be a normal woman. She must have had supernatural powers to be able to do all this, to perform this aggression and to show this beautiful art of fighting and to be able to take all these men in her own. So they decided she was not uh, a normal human being like you and me, but she must be some sort of a creature, maybe from outer space or some sort of a ghost, or they didn't know how to. They didn't know what name to put on her to mark her with. But also read stories about the name Aisha Kandicha. Aisha, obviously, just an Arabic name, and Kandicha is supposed to mean something in Portuguese, and it's supposed to mean something like the queen, which confirms the other version that I told you about in the beginning about Aisha Kandicha being the first queen of the Berbers. Some say that she even has Jews Jewish roots, and others say no. She's just she's a full blood Berber woman, and she inherited that from her ancestors. And like we all know, and maybe some of you don't know, the Berbers that do live in Morocco, according to some researchers, it's said that we, because I'm a Berber too, it's said that we have not lived there, you know, from the start. It's said that Berbers were living in the Roman Empire, and we rebelled against the government because for some reason, I don't know, we didn't they were treating us as trash. They were treating us as trash, and we were too proud to take that, to accept that. So we rebelled against the empire, and they decided to abandon us. So they literally put us on a ship, and we had to say goodbye, leave everything behind, and just sail away and see where we end. And so we did, and we sailed all along the Mediterranean territory. Between we started from Italy, and we started sailing, and we reached we reached the end of the African continent, the corner that is now Morocco today. And apparently the Berbers were too afraid to go in the open sea. As long as they were sailing along the Mediterranean countries, it was safe. But once they reached the that corner that is Morocco today, they were too afraid to continue further on into an open ocean. So they decided to settle there at the point that is now Morocco. So those are the stories that I've read, and I don't know if they're true or just theories, or I don't know. But back to Isha Kandisha. Isha Kandisha is, it's said that she was a creature half human, half animal, and what I found out is that it's very similar to the story of the Little Mermaid. This beautiful creature from the waist up, beautiful lady, beautiful human being, and from the waist down, something else. And that's actually, it's similar to what I found out about Isha Kandisha. And that she was also very aggressive, and she lured the men in. She would start singing and get their attention, or just be there and be beautiful and get their attention. And once she got them in, she would just tear them apart and eat them. And that's the story of Isha Kandisha. Of course, we will never know if this is true or false. I know, I know. I mean, how can I even ask this question about after what I've all told you, half human, half animal, and yet here I'm asking, could this be true or false? Well, I don't know. I like to keep an open mind, and I don't know. I mean, who am I? Who am I to decide whether it's truth or false? I don't know. I haven't been there from the beginning of this world, so I don't know what kind of animals, what kind of creatures have walked this earth. So, when I come across something that is out of my comfort zone, or out of my model of my world, I like to say, interesting. And I like to read about it. I like to search, do some researches about it, and have my own opinion about it. But I don't dismiss it, uh, because who am I? Who am I to dismiss something? Who are you? I mean, we're not some ancient library that has knowledge of the whole universe. We only know what we know from the moment that we were born. And of course, before that, there was this world. It was here already. So all I'm saying is, sometimes, no matter how stupid or odd or bizarre things may sound, don't dismiss them. You can choose to believe them or just leave them be, but don't dismiss them, and don't disrespect others that choose to believe in it, because it's a gamble, I guess. It's a gamble. We don't know. We don't know for sure. And that's why we shouldn't be deciding for each other what we should or should not believe. But this is the story of Aisha Kandisha. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but it's a very known story in Morocco, especially among the Berbers, and it's used to scare little kids. They do not listen to their parents. They do not listen to their grandparents. And but there are also many songs, many beautiful songs dedicated to this Aisha Kandisha, praising her for her beauty, praising her for her wisdom, praising her for her strength and the unique way that she used to be. So I don't know where all these stories come from, but many people seem to believe it or big part of it. So this was Isha Kandisha, and go do some research on Google, and you will find some other stories of other persons that that have something to say about it. And it's creepy, it's scary, and if you're into horror, go find more about Isha Kandisha and enjoy it. Have a good day, and see you next time.